Loving them less. So in the case of intimacy,
Hello.
are we still making love? Or just having sex?
Just waiting for everybody to kind of start pouring in. Hello. Hey, just waiting for welcome. I see my co-host. So we're just waiting for people to kind of stroll in. Waiting for our guests as well. It's been a pretty minute, yeah. I know that you can tell it has. Hi, twin. When you grip it's a rap, it's just as simple as that. My head you be dripping. My tongue on the tech, I mean, it's just the way you shaking, taking all of this. We be in our feelings, making love. Can we cut it this? That's I know weird. You're not hesitant. Past niggas, they ain't relevant. I recognize that pussy as a right, so let's see if it comes up.
Oh, good God. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing today, honey?
Thank you, love. Thank you.
Oh, real quick, I want to give a shout out to y'all. Happy belated birthday to you and
yes, thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, we're just waiting for our guests to come in. Hello, everybody.
So he did ask for instructions on how to get on the live. So I did have to send him some instructions. But what I love about that is the fact he asked prior to the show. So that was good.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Like
exactly.
Love it.
Thank you guys. Thank you. I know my twin said thank you as well. Hello, for those who are coming in. Thank you for tuning in. I know that we still definitely gonna have some people joining in on the live. We're just waiting for our guest. So hopefully he jumps in sometime soon.
And if you guys don't know, tonight we are interviewing the twin Prince.
Yes.
He's going to be talking about his recent single, Body On, and what upcoming projects he has coming on. And yeah, I'm feeling great. Kind of tired.
Yes, feeling really good. I love our interviews. I can't wait. So guys, while you waiting, do understand we are coming back with our Music Monday. We are will be back in September with our Music Monday.
Yes.
So please look out that. I mean, it's so much stuff that was going on. I feel like we need to have a whole
recap, a summer
everything.
recap.
We gotta have a summer recap. I think that's what we'll do. Maybe our first episode we'll do like a summer recap. Just kind of, I want to get on this Khalees and Beyonce, this whole, Renaissance album. That I love my V. It's just so much going on. The pastors, everybody just attacking. I don't know.
The pastor's been acting up lately, baby.
I don't know. So
we're here.
I don't know. I sent the request, so let's try it again.
Oh, where's he coming
down? So I just sent another request over to the twin Prince. So I did tell he does know we're here.
I mean, he knows the interview because he's been promoting it. So
yes, great job he's been doing, definitely.
Love to see it.
So I guess we're waiting, but yeah. So while we're waiting, I guess we give the announcements. Let me stop now. But we're coming back with our Geneus Music Monday, first Monday of September. Actually no, because
we will be away turning up, honey.
We're gonna be out.
And then so actually the first Tuesday, which is September 6th, I will be premiering our It's Only Genius music on AMP Radio. So please, that's going to be a mixture of all of our independent artist music, giving you a little bit of countdown. So join us for 30 minutes on AMP Radio. If you don't have the app, please download it. And it's going to be mixed with some of today's top artists as well. So guys, please make sure you swing through, check it out. It's Only Genius music, of course. All right. I do see our guest is in the building. Let's see if this request is going to work. All right. So that was definitely sent over. So I'm ready to definitely get this. He missed the whole intro and everything. All the music and everything. So let's see if he pop on in.
Hey!
Yay!
Did it work?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first and foremost, what's going on? Happy Thursday, y'all.
Happy Thursday.
Yes. Happy Thursday to you.
I was gonna shoot this outside and then it started raining, so I was like rushing all my equipment inside.
Oh,
It's crazy.
That's what happened.
Oh,
okay.
So I'm gonna just drink real quick.
You guys, I like this whole purple thing going on. I mean,
Thank you.
we're gonna get into that when we get started. First of all, for everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I know we got some latecomers that's gonna be coming in and joining us soon, but we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. All right. So guys, it's Thursday. You already know what that is. Another Indie Talks episode. I am your host, Aasha Redway, and of course, you know my beautiful co-host,
Danielle. Me.
All right. So guys, you already know we be coming through talking with some of the most, I don't know,
Iconic,
artistic, creative, iconic, multi-hat wearing artists that be doing a thing in music. And tonight we have no other, Miss Danielle. Introduce
the Twin Prince. All right, let me stop.
Like you do the finger snaps.
the finger snaps. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So thank you so much for taking the time out to be on our platform and really having a, good one-to-one fun conversation with us about your career.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, of course. So first I'll jump right into it. So first off, let's talk about the Twin Prince, the name and how you became about as an artist.
Okay, so the name, I feel like it took me a while to get a name. But how I came about as an artist, I think it's a easier story to tell. So I'm gonna start with that. How I came about as an artist is I've always been around music. Whether it was writing, I started out by writing poetry. That's how I used to talk to girls, just because I was too shy to say whatever I had to say. So I would just write it down and give it to them. Pretty advanced for a kid at that time. So I went from that to singing in the church. So I sang in the church for a while in the church choir, and I started drumming. Then turned the poetry into raps. Then I started producing. So I've been through pretty much every avenue of music, whether it was writing, singing, rapping, entertaining. I just love creativity and I love music.
Okay. And at what point from going from poetry to starting to write music did you know okay, this is what I want to transition to?
I think it just happened. It wasn't something that I was yep, this is it. It was I didn't notice it was happening because, like I said, I started off by writing poetry, and my boys around my way, I used to be in a rap group when I first started doing it. I just went to my boy crib, and he was like, yo, because I used to read my poetry to them, and he was like, yo, why don't you, spit that joint that you was reading the other day over this beat? And from there, that's what I was doing. When I was home, I was taking my poetry and just kind of turning it into raps. And then, like I said, next thing I knew, I wasn't really writing poetry anymore. I found myself just writing lyrics for instrumentals.
Okay. So what was that pivotal moment for you when you knew that this was actually it, though? Once you did change the poetry into lyrics and you really, what was it for you that was just oh, I can definitely take this serious and I can definitely move forward into this?
Okay. So here we go. So same thing. My boys, when I was younger, we was in the rap group, 6 Mile. Shouts to my boy Star. Shouts to my boy Cash. They don't do music anymore, you know, but I'm here holding the torch for them. I grew up with my grandmoms. I start off with this, and she was real strict, and my grandmoms wouldn't let me go nowhere, do nothing. And one night they was like, yo, we going to the studio in Queens. At the time I lived in Brooklyn in the Star. So I lived by the J, and the J take you straight to Jamaica. But my grandmoms knew about Jamaica and all that at the time. It was like, wow, crazy over there. But she literally used to let me, and we used to leave at like 10 p.m. She used to let me take the train ride with them out to go to the studio. So when I got out there, you know, we laid down the first track, and I heard, that was the first time I heard myself on the album. We went to the studio for the first time. The first time I actually heard myself, like, in the studio setting with my voice mixed and stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's me. I sound good. And this was like, damn, I had to be like 14, 15 at the time.
Okay.
And usually it's like the opposite, because it's like when you say like you record something, you hear your voice and you're just like, make it stop. Like,
Nah, not that first time. That first time I heard it, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got
opposite.
the smooth vocals. You got the smooth vocals coming through. You know, you
Oh,
got
thank you.
this nice and calm.
It's giving like
Yeah.
the quiet storm type of voice.
Right.
No, I got the turn up voice too. It's just that majority of the time I'm more so chill. So this is like me chilling, you know.
All right, chill. Listen, we like some chill. That's the best. So first of all, I want to get into obviously the music, but before we get into that, I mean, let's get your thought process on, you know, there's a lot of things that's happening in the music industry, a lot of things that's happening in the music world, entertainment, you know, the whole conversation of R&B and hip hop and things. And we want to get your thought process on what it takes as a rising artist to really put your best foot forward in developing yourself when it comes to music.
Damn, for developing yourself, you know, I'd be stingy if I say there's one specific way to develop yourself. I feel like everybody goes through different lanes. Like even with me specifically, I never went through a lane where I had like a big team and like, you know, I made a bunch of turn up music and, you know, I was shooting videos on the block with all my boys. Like I never went through that lane. I actually had a band, and you know what I'm saying? Like me and my band would go to like different venues and just like see if we could, because I was still a rapper at the time. And certain venues that you would go to, they hear rapping automatically. They're like, no, we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I'm an artist and I got a band. They was like, yeah, come through. So that was my route. My route was, like I said, with my band, and I was writing a lot of my stuff, producing. Sometimes I'll beatbox stuff, send it to some musicians. So my route was pretty much shows and networking at the time, because I wasn't making music that was popular that you could play in clubs and play on the radio and stuff like that. It was more so like creative music. So I would say, personally, be yourself. I think it's more so the connections that you make. Also, be yourself, perfect your craft, do it every day. Like I find myself writing every day, even if it's just a line or two. Like, you know, keep at it. It's everybody's lane is different. It's also, you know, some people grow up with a support system already. Some people, you know, they know A&Rs, they know label heads, they know people that's connected in the, you know, the film industry where they could get like placements. They know producers, they know radio DJs where they could get stuff played. So I think you just gotta, you know what you have and pretty much utilize what you have. Also, don't be afraid to utilize it. I mean, the worst somebody's gonna say is no, or give you some kind of constructive criticism.
Oh, true. That's great advice. Now, I want to also get into, because you don't label yourself as just a rapper or singer, you label yourself as an artist, which means you're not one-dimensional. So do you feel sometimes like there's pressures when it comes to producing a certain sound, because it's like, okay, do I want to do this today? Do I want to do this? Like,
yeah. So I think it's more so like, what's my goal when I'm writing this? Sometimes I'm just writing to write, but then sometimes I'm like, yo, I really want to drop a single. So now I got to look at what the season is right now. You know, what kind of music is happening, like what kind of marketing ideas I have behind it. So again, it's depending on what I'm doing. Like even with the single that I just released, Body On, that was more so me. I was just vibing. I knew I wanted to drop something, and I was writing a bunch of stuff. But it's like when I was vibing with that, the vibe was just so natural, and I was like, listen, I don't even care what the season is. I don't care about none of that. I'm putting out this track, and then we just gonna go from there.
Okay. And speaking of, sorry, Aasha.
No, go ahead.
Just like follow up. So speaking of like releasing stuff within season, now it seems like everybody's getting into house music. Like that's like the latest trend. Do you see yourself following that same type of trend?
So I haven't really been one to follow trends, and the thing is, I've tried. I will not lie to you. I've tried a few times because at a point when I was touring at one point, and it was like when people was like, "Oh, we got to hear something new," you got to turn up type stuff. I was trying to make music like that, but it's like I find myself forcing it, and it's like when you force it, it just don't sound genuine. It don't feel genuine either. I see myself. I'll be a feature. Features, I love the feature. But I don't see myself doing a whole track like that. I mean, I may be able to, but you know what I'm saying? I don't see myself personally at the moment because I already have my own style of music or my own sounds that I know that I want to release. And it's not really, it's not it has nothing to do with house music.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not knocking it though. I'm not knocking it.
I was gonna say,
listen, I'm not knocking
like,
it.
Are you into house music?
Nah, I'm
like,
into, listen, I'm into all of it. I'm into drill. I'm into house. I'm into techno. I'm into EDM. I'm into all that. Like, and I mean, I network a lot, so I know a lot of artists, like especially in Jersey, like Jersey drill, like like I admire all of it because this is where you get your creative ideas from. Like majority of the people, everybody's looking for that next. They trying to be that next sound. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's where you're gonna get that from. You're gonna get that off of other people that's trying to make that new sound. And like I said, Jersey drill, house music, or that's what they call it. They call it Jersey drill, pretty much. But it's going places. I just I got to get up to, you know what I'm saying, like maybe start with some features and then go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I think the one thing about it is like, now that we kind of seen the transition, it's a popular thing for people to kind of be the bandwagon. Right. In regards to it, and honestly, I mean, it's not new because.
But I feel like it needs to be something that's like natural. Like I feel like everybody does not need to have.
Don't need to do it. Like,
listen, I say people should try. It don't hurt to try. But if you don't like it, or let's say you even put it out and your response is you're not getting a good response back, it's okay. Take a break. Go back to whatever you do.
True facts. So first off, I want to talk about your creative process. So as you're talking about when you're making music and you said vibe, because obviously it's a whole, it has to be like a whole vibe with you. Talk about like either a moment where you feel like, you was at your best creatively or in possibly your worst.
Listen, first and foremost, shout outs to y'all. Y'all good at what y'all do. These are some good questions.
We try.
Oh, these are some real good questions.
We try not to be generic.
That's what's up. I appreciate y'all for that. Let me see. So I'm going to say right before pandemic, I feel like I was at like the height of whatever I was doing musically, creatively, artistically, everything. I literally was at the height of everything. Like I had a 9-to-5 at the time. Like I literally quit my job to do music full time for like a good year before the pandemic. And I felt like I had the time and I had the space to be more creative. And I think like that's when it was right before pandemic. I was like at the height of everything. Like I had all my musicians where I could just hit up, like, you know what I'm saying? If I had a show real last minute or I had a booking, like nobody ever had no issues with, if I call them, they pop out. Like that was really it. I was really in my bag. I had my own sound, I had my own style. And the people that was seeing that, they wanted to stay in tune with it.
Okay. Now, do you see a difference? Do you feel a difference?
Oh, man.
Now being, I don't want to say we're fully out of the pandemic, but
yeah.
I mean,
you go from one pandemic to a new one.
That's a fact, though.
Something coming up.
Exactly. We go from one to the next. But have you seen a difference in when it comes to your support creatively, when it comes to your creativity, you as an artist, and also how does it affect you personally, being able to balance, relationships, friendships, and things of that nature for you to be able to still be in your bag?
So it is a difference. I haven't been doing as much music as I was doing before pandemic also, because I feel like I've been juggling so much. Like during pandemic, I was also like trying to find out, where I belong. Cause like I said, I wasn't working before pandemic. So I was like, now pandemic is happening and I'm just like stuck with like doing what? Like all my music equipment is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have anything at home to do any kind of live streams. And by the grace of God, somebody had hit me up and they was like, yo, we looking for somebody to host. And, you know, we like what you do. We like your sound. So I ended up doing, hosting something called Rum Jam during the pandemic. So I started liking it. So I started being like, oh, maybe, you know, I could do some hosting. Then I started writing like little skits. So then I started being like, oh, maybe I could do more like content creating, influencing. So I think now, I mean, I have more time to be like, there's other things that I can do versus before I just was like, I just want to be an artist. I just want to write. I just want to perform and do shows. Like now I want to touch on everything I can. I want my hand in everything. Like,
as you should. And that's what makes you not one-dimensional.
That's a fact.
Now, I want to get into your single, Body On.
Ooh.
Because this song is very, how do I describe it? It's very sensual.
Talk about it.
Very sensual. I just need to understand, what are the inspirations behind this song?
Oh, man. Well, let me just say, first and foremost, when I first started doing music, this is the style of music that I've always done when I first started doing music. I grew up on R&B. I grew up on gospel also. So I know gospel is totally different from, you know, what Body On is, but it's just the sound and just the way it makes you feel when you listen to it. You know what I'm saying? It's the words and how certain words that you listen to or certain bars that you listen to, you would kind of be like, damn, like you feel like you in it. And I've always wrote music like that. I don't really, it's not really sensual to me. Some people say it's sexual. Some people say it's sensual. To me, it's just visual for your ears. Like you listening to it, and as you listening to it, it's like you're visualizing.
I can agree. Yeah.
You know, so, but that's how I started. Like my first tape was it's called Studio Sex on the Weekend. So, I mean, from there, I love writing music like that. That's just, I'm more comfortable. That's where I'm really in my bag writing like that.
Do you feel like this is something that'll, like, it gravitates you to have more women audience more?
Yeah, I feel like I've always had more women audience anyway because of, like I said, it's more of like poetry writing. The majority of it when I first started writing too was like writing about relationships, you know, writing about, you know, how I want to talk to a girl, you know, writing about like, you know, what kind of attention a female should have. Like I always had music gets more towards women because I've always known women growing up. Like I've been raised by women. So I've only known women. It's like I didn't know anything else. Like I wasn't on the streets or anything. I wasn't scamming. I wasn't like, I only could write about what I knew, you know, what I knew, what I felt.
That's it. So in regards to, you know, with your writing, you know, and what is the one thing, anybody that you try to do a collaboration with or, you know, any type of work with, whether that's production, songwriting, you know, anything of that nature, what is the one thing they need to know about you as an artist?
Me as an artist is I'm very versatile, and if you bring something different to me, it's gonna bring me out my box and make me more creative. So you're probably gonna get the best version of me if you bring me out of my box. And I feel like a lot of my bars, a lot of my verses that I've written, they've been features. Like me featured on someone's track, like, and it's just been something different than what I'm used to. It's just, like I said, it put me in in a different bag, and I like it. Like it pushes me to do something different.
Okay.
Yeah, so bring something different to me. Bring something what I do too, but bring something different to me too. I like a little challenge. What's
something different that you gravitate towards?
Like, goodness, at the moment, different would be because I really don't have that many features also, and it blows my mind sometimes because it's like people be like, oh, I want to work with you. I love this. I love that. But it's like I don't really have too many people that really want to do features. Mm-hmm. And it's like I want more people doing that. But at the same time, it's like it's a good question because I don't know what I would want someone to bring to me. I mean, right now I would want Jersey Drill or, you know, that sound that's out right now, just so I could see what the vibes is with that. But I don't have no preference. Like I love to write. Okay.
And now you have an upcoming performance.
Oh yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So Delancey is like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Delancey is like MSG to me. Like Delancey got so many good memories. Delancey was the first spot that allowed me to do my own set, to perform, to headline. That was what Delancey was. The first project that I dropped, Delancey was the first stop and the last stop on a promo tour. Delancey was literally the last place I performed at before pandemic. So it's like
a full circle moment. Like
it really
at this point.
Listen, Delancey is, like I said, it's like Delancey is like home. You know, I've had so many magical moments, you know, with my family popping out, with like friends that moved away that came all the way back to see that one show type thing. Like it's so much magic in Delancey.
Okay, and this is on the 27th, right?
This is on the 27th, yeah.
Okay, what's that?
Listen, you gotta promote it.
Yes.
Oh, let's promote it. Let's promote it. Let's do this the right way. What's good? It's your boy, the Twin Prince. We outside. All right. We outside August 27th. All right. So what it is check-in time is 5:45. The set is gonna start at 6. It's a 45-minute set. So we're going from 6 to 6:45. I'm still putting my set together, but I mean we got songs.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I'm going. Listen. Listen, I can't. You gotta pop out, pop out.
Them.
Pop out and see the vibes. But we doing. I mean, we got Body On. I mean, if you know the vibes with Body On, you already know it's gonna be a nice little movie. Songs like Preparation and Practice. Like we got Drip 3X. Like I mean, I got a mixture of everything. We're gonna start it off a certain way, and then we're gonna end it off a certain way. But it's really gonna be like it's gonna be a vibe. We're gonna vibe for the whole 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, you have quite a few singles. Have yet to really put out like a full length album or a EP. So I want you to kind of talk to us, like, you know, where are you leading us to? Like, what is your set vision to when you do release your full length project?
So
what are you setting us up for?
My intentions every time I put out a single is to either drop an EP or drop an album. It just so happens that I never stay on course. So you may get a few singles out of whatever project I was working on, or you may get some features that I took a verse from whatever the project was and threw it on another. But my ultimate goal is to do an album. The only thing about an album for me is it'll take me back to when I first started getting more in my producing pocket, you know what I'm saying? Reaching out to musicians for them to come and throw some stuff live on there. Like I want to have my hands in literally everything when it comes to my album. I don't want to, it's not like now where I could just surf for beats, find a beat and I'm, you know, writing over it. Like I want my hands in literally everything when it comes to my album, because I feel like I need it to be an embodiment of, you know, me, my creativity, you know, what I've grown to be and, you know, what I want to do going forward. So, I mean, at max, maybe an EP or two, but an album,
is
not
right now. Right now.
All right. Let's so we gonna say this. We gonna say I've been in the studio. I have music with the intentions to release a EP. But and for any creative or any artist or anybody that's doing anything, understand marketing is very important. And the marketing for it is just not on point. So I'm trying to figure out the marketing before I say, oh, I'm releasing an EP. It's going to be these songs and it's going to be this, that. You know what I'm saying? Versus me having certain songs and already having, you know, easier ways to market that versus marketing a whole EP.
Okay. Do you have like a team or like a PR person that helps you with
that? So we're gonna shout out to my team, Balls Over Your Head. So Balls Over Your Head is a label. It's not even just a label. It's entertainment in general, videography. It's a label, everything. And so I work with Balls Over Your Head, and a lot of it is not really. It's not really management. It's more like partnership, and it's more like the connects being exchanged and used. Okay. So I'm like, I don't have no manager, no AR, no PR, no any of that, but I do have connects to certain people where, you know, if I need to reach out for anything specific, I could pretty much get it done. So I'm independent.
Okay. No, that's very important to have too.
Right.
So the one thing that I definitely want to talk about is, you know, you talked about, you know, growth And with you, and at this point of where you're at in your career, and I get it, you know, everybody is still growing, everybody is still trying to, you know, figure the road out, right?
Right.
So talk about, you know, while you were trying to go down, or while you're traveling down this road, your sacrifice. What would you say has been like your biggest sacrifice that you had to make in order to proceed?
So I made a lot more sacrifices than I am making now. I'm doing a lot better. Again, pandemic has definitely changed me. So I appreciate certain things more, and I make more of a balance. Like literally before, when I was doing so my son is about to be 10. I have a son. Shouts to my son CJ. I'm real big on family also. Like I have my, you know, my sisters, I have my cousins, and you know, we always spend time together. And it's like when I was, you know, doing shows and doing tours and stuff, I mean, unless they came out to a show, I wasn't really seeing them. And it just was like I felt like something was missing, but I knew that it was stuff that I had to take care of. So I think a lot of the sacrifice was really it was family. Like you know, I get my strength. And a lot of the things that you know, the reason why I want to do what I want to do is to put, you know, not just for, you know, any kind of fame or anything like that, but to put myself in a better situation so I could put them in a better situation. I mean, especially if it's just, you know, me making a song. It's easy to make music, but it's like now that I have this product, how can I expand on it and make it, you know, big enough to every time that I do it, it's going to drop big, big, big. So that, like I said, like they don't have to worry, you know, I already got whatever I got for them to take care of it. So that was a sacrifice. I think the sacrifice really was family and just regular stuff. Like, I wanted to go to school. I mean, I couldn't go to school. But it's like, I mean, I guess relationships, like, I mean, I wanted to date. Let me not say relationships. I wanted to date. It was a little hard to do that also. It wasn't really easy to be consistent. Low key isn't easy now either, but that's a different subject. We're not here to talk about that.
We're gonna say that for another show.
That's a fact.
But if there's anything that, would you change anything that you have come to learn, or where you at of what you understand now? Would there be a change?
A change now versus that. Well, I already made the changes. You know, I've been releasing music. I've been dropping music. Oh, shout out to my cousin Nettie. What up? I know. So damn, I feel like I made the changes already. Like I said, a lot of the changes is more of a balance, like priorities. Like music, literally, I literally made music a priority. Like music was literally coming first for a while, and then everything else was coming after. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that this time around. I just can't. So it's there, but it's not like priority.
I mean, that's good that you're able to recognize that and change. You know, sometimes like you feel like you don't have a life outside of it.
That's facts.
Now, what are the differences between the twin Prince and Claudia?
Oh wow! Somebody asked me that, and I didn't really have an answer, but I'm gonna try to answer a little bit better than I did before. So the twin Prince was always the person that I wanted to be, that I was on paper. So the person that I can write, but I couldn't say, you know what I'm saying? But the twin Prince is saying what I'm writing pretty much.
So it's like that alter ego, like it's like, okay, Claudio, but then the twin Prince is basically
like your inner thoughts.
What your inner thought process is.
I think that's what it is. It's just more of me. It's just more of me, because I don't, you know, sometimes you get shy. Sometimes you feel like you don't want to give too much or do too much. And I feel like, you know, as an artist, I could do all of that. Like I could say all that. But me as, you know, just me on my day to day, like I got to be more mindful of what I say. But like I said, me as an artist, it's like, I really don't care. It's like, if you don't want to hear it, close your ears type vibes, you know?
Now, Danielle, I'm sorry, I have to steal it.
I'm just trying to know exactly what you about to feel. I know, because it's going to be my next question. Go ahead.
Gotcha. You want to do it? You got? All right. Oh, wait, she had froze up a little bit.
Sorry, I was going to.
Oh, you good?
Sorry.
Okay, you good. Okay. So of course, you know, Diddy, he basically, so it was like a whole conversation. So a lot of things that's, you know, everybody got everybody's attention about, you know, the whole R&B is dead. subject. Basically, you know, he was on live, he was with Mary, and, you know, just, it's just a overall discussion that has been going on for the past, I say decade now.
I hate that.
I hate the conversation, but you know, I just want to kind of get your thoughts and your feels on it in regarding to the phrase when they say R&B is dead. You know, being that you are, you know, in the gist of R&B and, you know, when it comes to rapping or hip hop, what is your take on the conversation?
So all I'm gonna say is before we even answer that, we're just gonna take that verses with Omarion and Mario. You know what I'm saying? So when they say things like hip hop is, I mean not hip hop, I'm sorry, R&B is dead, like that was what that meant. You know, you have all these people that's, you know, making it seem like they this type of artist, or, you know, they all this type of singer and all this, and then when it comes time for them to really do what they have to do with those vocals, they can't. You know what I'm saying? That's I feel like that's where it's more leaning towards. Like, I never say that I'm an R&B artist. I say that I make R&B music. I can hold some notes, but I mean, my serenading comes at a, you know what I'm saying? It comes to a certain, but I know that, you know, limits. That's what I'm saying. It has limits, but I'm not out here trying to make it seem like, you know, I'm trying to out sing everybody. You know, I understand that, and I know that. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's like people are out here making it seem like it's one thing, but it's not. It's like, well, if you're a writer and you a phenomenal at writing R&B, you can keep R&B alive by writing for these people that really got voices, instead of, you know, throwing more auto-tune on your voice. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it's dead. I think that it is oversaturated with people that are not really giving that R&B essence.
But I mean, also you do have like the people who do give the R&B essence, and
they're overlooked.
They are, like, a lot of people aren't like vibing to them.
See, but that's where it's our job as fans of R&B to do that, to stream, to repost, to do that, to bring that attention to it. Because it's like what I notice is artists that are getting attention, they're popular artists. It doesn't even matter what they do. Like, it's people that was like went from like Instagram to like now they're doing you know, music. So it's like that's what it is depending on what we putting out there for people to see. Like, before we were seeing real R&B because that was the only thing people were booking. Like, it's like, you could sing, yes, let's do it, versus, oh, you popular, let's book them. They're gonna bring out fans, let's book them. It's different now.
Right. And I totally agree with you, but I can think of like quite a few artists, you know, kind of, you know, just kind of digging into the history of it is like, you know, perfect example, Jasmine Sullivan. I can think about Esther Dean. I can think about, well, Esther Dean is a writer, but it took her to get respect as a writer to come out making her own music with a feature with the most popular artist at the time, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, yeah.
To order gets some respect as a writer to say, hey, I'm good at what the freak I do, and I write great music. And she's been writing for the biggest artists, right? Jasmine Sullivan. You know, at the time frame when Missy presented Jasmine to us, I don't think the culture was ready for a real vocalist.
I feel like they were ready, but they weren't. They didn't appreciate it.
Right.
Now, mind you, but I'm 50-50 on that. Reason being, because we had artists like Jill Scott that really...
Oh, girl, she was appreciated. What do you mean? She was appreciated?
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. We had artists like Jill Scott that came in and blew, but at the time titled it Neo Soul. You know what I'm saying? Not our R&B artists, because what they figure is, will women like Jill Scott or Jasmine Sullivan, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want to relate them to R&B, because remember, R&B had a look, right?
Yeah.
It had an actual feel. It had a sound. It had a style, right?
Okay.
And so I think what it is now that why Jasmine Sullivan is getting the respect that she's getting, you know what I'm saying, for the consistency of her music, the consistency of her sound, the consistency of her, and the in-depthness that she gives in regards to that, which people wasn't ready for.
Right.
So I just think, I don't know.
Some artists,
I just feel like the conversation is crazy. We have it, and we have artists, and people are turning a blind eye to certain artists. Right. I think of artists now, even like Vito. He's a great artist.
He's great. We actually have a comment from Miss Inspired. She said, this new genre of music is trash.
Wow.
I'm here for the R&B.
So coming for it.
I'm here for the R&B that's out here promoting love and positivity. Now the mainstream music is focused on bodies, drugs, fat asses. Girl, I agree with you. And then she said, I think that's why marriage rate and real love isn't lasting. Ooh. You know why? Because the men aren't outside
we
in
about
the
to turn this into a whole
with
nother
the
podcast.
boombox begging no more. That's why. But no, I agree.
Listen, I agree completely on that. That was my sister. Shout out to my sister.
Shout out.
Yeah, so I do agree with it, but I think it's music doesn't mean what it used to mean. Also, like you used to turn to music for answers. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? It was messages in music. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to really even compare music back then to music now because, like I said, we in a different society, we in a different environment where it's like
damn Gen Zs.
It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's really different. You know, that's why whatever generation you from, whatever music you listen to, whatever make you feel good, just stick to it. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of artists out here that, you know, that don't get the recognition that they deserve, but you know that they deserve it. But what matters is that you're supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't, you know, everybody is probably not gonna be receptive to that. What matters is, like I said, it matters that you're supporting it.
So now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna laugh me. Do you really believe Jacquees is the? Let me stop.
Don't even do that. We're not even gonna do that. We're not gonna do that on this live.
Okay, I'm not even gonna do that.
Man, we're not doing that today.
All right, we're gonna leave that alone.
But listen, I'm gonna say this. No, but I'm gonna say that I say this all the time. Don't sleep on Jacquees.
No, you can't. You can't. Yeah. But he definitely. So a lot of people have these titles. It's like before someone gave you a title. Now they're giving themselves titles, and it's not it.
Yeah, I heard some title the other day with some artists or something. I was just like, where y'all get that from? I don't remember who it was. What was
the title?
What they said the I think was it for Cardi or something? It was something Queen of something or Princess of something, and I was just like,
of the Bronx.
Where y'all get this from?
What was it? Princess of the Bronx?
I'm gonna find it because this was like a few days ago. And it was just like a title that somebody was just like really giving. I think it was something Cardi B or some interview she did because, you know, she dropped a single with Lil Durk and somebody else.
Kanye.
Oh, Kanye. And they basically titled Cardi as something. I was like, I feel like she's a great artist. Yes. Has she come a long way? Yes. Is she deserving of it?
She's doing her thing.
I need to know what the title was. I need to know what the title was before I say anything.
Find the article. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, as soon as you said it, like people giving out titles, I'm like, what? And they giving them. I'm like, come on. I don't know. But anyway.
You got to find a title, and we got to talk about that because I got to know what that was.
Yes, I am gonna find it, and I'm gonna repost it actually. Once I do. All right. So first of all, you know, definitely I want to say the Twin Prince, thank you so much for coming on the platform.
Yeah,
thank you for being here with us, having the conversation, having a little fun with us, of course. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, you know, listen to your music. I think, you know, you have an amazing sound.
Thank you.
Definitely keep going. Stay encouraged in regards to, you know, your music and you wanting to further it. You know, for the very last question I want to. Oh, Danielle, did you have a last question?
You
very last question.
Last question, the R&B.
I'm sorry, babe. Of course, you know, with us, we have a platform that support a lot of independent artists. For what words of encouragement can you give? I mean, you said a lot of things on today on this show. What words of encouragement can you give to provide to other artists who may feel like they have not tapped in to their artistry yet, or they want to continue and just don't know what direction to go into?
I think you have to know what your goal is. If your goal is to grow, then reach out to other artists to find out, you know, what lanes that they took or, you know, what advice that they could have for you. If you're trying to, I think it's more so you got to know what you want to do. If you want to just create music, put it out. Create it, put it out, see how people feel about it. But if you're really trying to mold yourself into an artist, like an artist to make revenue off of it, to get booked for shows, like you gotta talk to other artists. You gotta talk to other artists. You gotta talk to other creatives. You have to talk to A&Rs. You have to really. It's more so a lot of criticism. So don't be afraid of criticism. Don't be afraid to put out music and it not doing numbers, or putting out music and people being like, "Up, that ain't it." Like just keep going at it. If this is what you want to do, keep going at it, and network, perfect your craft. I mean, it's like, I can say so many things, but that's all it really boils down to. It boils down to the people that the support that you have, and pretty much your craft. Like, and the only way to continue your craft is to get better at it. That's it.
That's fact.
That's a word.
That's a word.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, thank you so much, definitely, for coming through. We appreciate you and your time. Once again, promote that.
Is there any do people have to purchase tickets for your show on the 27th?
Oh, yes.
So it's gonna be at the door. So vaccine was required, but it is not really required. We're not gonna say that too loud, because a lot of people are like, oh, I lost my card, or I lost my card. But pop out. I mean, it's right there too. So I'm pretty sure she could get in without showing proof of vaccination.
Is there entry free?
So entry fee is $10. So it's gonna be $10. There's like no drink minimums or anything like that. The drinks are really good. I don't know if the drink prices are the same way they was before, but the drinks are really good. It's like a one and done type spot where they make the drinks good enough.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Delancey, and they got a nice little rooftop. So after the performance, head over to the rooftop, just vibe out. So no, there's a difference.
Oh.
See, we be promoting the wrong venue here.
Ooh. Sorry.
So the DL is literally 2 blocks away. They have a rooftop also, but Delancey didn't have a rooftop. Delancey just got a rooftop spot.
Okay. So what's that? The Delancey, not the DL.
Yeah, not the DL. 168 Delancey. Literally, the bridge is right there, and Delancey is right there. You know what I'm saying? Right at the bottom of the bridge.
All right. All right. So August 27th, you already know the deals, guys. Definitely support our indie artists.
6 p.m.
It's PM, you said?
You said it's at 6, right? You said
yeah. Nah, we don't do AM. I'm gonna be asleep. AM? I'm doing my fifth dream.
You said you perform at 6. You said
I perform at 6. Yeah, so check in is like 5:45. I thought you were saying like PM or AM.
No. I'm saying it's at
I was like, 6. I don't know who's doing a 6 a.m. show.
I don't even be up that early at 6.
I was about to say, that's like
but I don't,
That's like TikTok live times. Like if you're gonna go on TikTok live, that's the time to go. Like 5, 6 in the morning. But yeah, so tickets, we're gonna go through it again. So Delancey, August 27th. Tickets are $10 at the door. You don't purchase tickets in advance, you purchase it at the door. 5:45 is check-in. I should be going on at 6 or a little bit after 6, but 6 is like the set time pretty much.
So people be there at 5:30. Treat it like your job.
Treat it like your job. Listen. You late. If you early,
you on time. So
talk to him.
Exactly. All right. So thank you so much again for being on tonight. Definitely, I love the vibe. It was really good. I felt.
This was amazing. Yes. I really appreciate y'all for having me, because you know what it is too, platforms like this, artists like us need, because people just listen to the music, but it's like it make you more interested in the person and the journey when you have conversations and sit down like this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the music makes more sense also, because it's like, well, what inspired you to make this type of song? Where did this come from? Like, that's not stuff that you could just say in a song, So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all on this platform.
Of course. Thank you so much. All right. And you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I shall. You too.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. And Zoom. Oh, okay. It was a vibe. It was everything.
Yes, I love this interview.
The interview was amazing. I think definitely said a lot of good important things, and
dropped a lot of gems.
A lot of gems. And definitely the one thing I love about, him pointing out, the difference, noticing the difference now versus, prior, the pandemic and really making those changes. So it was amazing to hear. And, a lot of people sometimes as artists have to understand, when you just gotta kind of turn it around a little bit. Okay, so guys, Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Thank you for all of the comments. Thank you so much for just being the audience that you are, for supporting
even the
us.
conversation in the comments.
Yes, thank you for all of the gems that's in the comments as well that has been said. Shout out to the twins, his family, his friends, everybody that it came through tonight to support.
We love a supporting family.
Yes, don't we? All right, so guys, you already know what it is. Every Thursday, we're right here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're talking to some of the most dopest artists and music professionals. So this September, we got a few surprises coming up for you. Some more interviews for the rest of August. Close out of August, going into September. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And we're coming back with our Genius Music Monday. So we're going to have some discussions coming up.
All right. So, girl, you're not going to end this real quick. What? Man.
No, I just saw something. That's what I thought I saw a comment, but I didn't.
Oh.
Okay. So, all right, guys. So you already know what it is. You already
real
know
music.
Real music. Real stuff. Here she go. Real music. Real music.
Because you know
real music. Real stuff.
Me.
I'm sorry. We got to edit this.
It's real
all right.
music.
So you already know what it is. You want to see it? It's right there. It's
real style, real people.
All right, guys. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much. So guys, you already know what it is. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.